When it comes time to selling your home, there's a lot to do and a lot to remember, but one of the main key components of paperwork that is required by the law to provide your buyer is a property disclosure. This is several pages long and it's designed to give full transparency to your buyer. In fact, once the buyer receives a copy of the fully filled out property disclosures, the buyer has 5 business days to walk away for any reason whatsoever, keep their earnest money. It is designed for them to understand based on what you share in that disclosure. But not to worry, these questions are really designed for information, meaning they want to ask questions that are relative to the structure of the home, the safety of the home, or just general information that a buyer would want to know. But in fact, also it's designed that you would disclose things that maybe people wouldn't know about the house if they weren't physically living in it. That can mean something like a government notice coming in saying they're going to build a freeway in your backyard. Now, I'm being a little bit dramatic in that, but the point being is that you can't not disclose something like that if you've in fact got a notice like that. If you're involved in an HOA, if you got a notice from the HOA that there's going to be an assessment of some kind, things of that nature. Typical property disclosure questions. Has the roof leaked? Do you have any knowledge of lead-based paint? If your home was built prior to 1978, you probably had lead-based paint somewhere in the home, but you may have never gotten tested for it. Other things are the structure of the home. You know, if you've ever done improvements, remodeling, additions, conversions, did you get proper permitting? Did the city come out and approve the permitting? All these kind of questions are designed around helping the buyer understand what it is they're buying. It's also the #1 reason sellers get into hot water. Believe it or not, the #1 way a seller can get themselves into a legal situation is if they fail to disclose something. So oftentimes people don't fill out the property disclosures correctly, or they're in a rush, or they just choose to omit. It's really important to fill out those property disclosures very, very correctly. Oftentimes when a seller of ours fills out their disclosures, we review them to make sure that they've answered every question. It's often easy to miss a question, but also property disclosing. If they checked yes to a box, making sure that they add a little additional explanation. In light of transparency, we always tell people disclose, disclose, disclose. So when in doubt, disclose. If you have any more questions about property disclosures, reach out.